Good morning, everybody. We are awake. Robert's at the zoo. Now you officially look like the weatherman. I feel like you're going to come on screen now. No. I'm actually sort of shocked because I thought for sure you were going to go green T-shirt,
Floating
green
head?
screen. Yeah. The float. I heard about the floating head. Yes. So Robert's live from the zoo. You're wondering the shirt. Actually, did you notice? I mean, I have it for October too, because obviously we'll be. Well, I think now it's. The NFL calls it catch the cure, right? Isn't that what they call it?
That sounds. I don't know, but that's
no.
I think
they call it catch for a cure or something like that. But the NFL used to focus, and I think a lot of people in October make it. They make it sound like it's just breast cancer, but now October is really all the cancers, right? So I got this for that. And then I said it's also going to work on Fridays during Flamingo Fridays, which we're starting today because we think-ish somewhere around.
Oh, it's going to be 70s.
We are all right. Robert's predicting we will hit the 70s.
I'm predicting it. I'm done. I'm doing it.
So what we've done for the last 3 years now, I think we've been doing this for 3 years now, is once it gets warm, and today's that day. And I believe Kylie Reel also pointed out that Sunday is the first day? It's the vernal equinox, the first day of spring?
Oh, yeah. Equinox, yeah.
Yeah, so everything sort of came together, and I think we honestly just need a little flamingo in our life. So people would ask you, well, Tim has an affinity for birds. Does that make you an aviarist? Right? Aviary bird?
That's a good one.
An aviarist, I think.
Yeah.
I feel like Bargdill will probably come in with his thesaurus and tell us what that is. So I have a name for every chicken. So flamingos are vacation chickens. So in order to up everybody's spirits, we do Flamingo Fridays. When we first did this, the great VKF, Virginia Kajumko Frost, it's a big, long name, say it all. VKF was like, well, why don't we double down on this and we'll start to flock people's yards. So we were flocking agents' yards with said flamingos. And a lot of people do this for cancer. You flock somebody's yard to raise money for cancer. You pay to have them removed and moved to the next address. We were doing that, and we ceased. I think some other brokerages, you know what? They can only shoot the arrows at you, Robert, once you get beyond the tree line. So I think some other brokerages were stealing some of our chickens, and it became an unmitigated disaster. So here's how we're going to continue to plus it, and this way everybody individually can do something every day. We'll ask you on Fridays until it snows. This is probably going to run up until about Columbus Day. We'll decide when we're going to park the chickens. But whether you get the shirts, and I have these in varied colors. This is my light blue. I've got a darker blue. I've got a yellow. I have an orange one. I look like a human pylon. And then I do have a pink one. Maybe I'll roll her out next week. So whether you do a shirt, you're doing earrings. If you have a sundress, I've got 4 of them. Maybe you're just doing a green screen. But if you're out and about with the other humans, and you have flamingo on Friday, I would say if somebody ever points out, hey, I like your shirt, or why do you seem to be doing that every Friday? As soon as somebody asks you, whether you do it for them or just do it for somebody else, just pay it forward. Do something nice for somebody. And just explain that our market center does that if you choose to, but people are like, well, why do we do this every Friday? Because we got bored, because I like vacation chickens, and because why not? That's why. So that with over 700 of us, boots on the ground, let's do it. So it starts today. Flamingo Friday is here. It is also welcome in March the 18th.
Yes.
I remember when I was a kid, my dad had a T-shirt that said March the 17th, sleep the 18th, because usually people march really hard on the 17th. So I don't know if you did. Maybe you're still waking up. Maybe you wish you weren't awake. Maybe you probably definitely don't want to hear the sound of my voice because you marched a little too hard last night. If you did, Godspeed. Stay safe.
Sure, that's the reason.
What's the... Yeah. Well, you know what I mean. Yes. You know what I mean by marching. And it's so hyper counterintuitive because Lent always falls during St. Patrick's Day. And, of course, one of the things that I give up is alcohol. So I will make merry on Easter at my parents' house. So it is 90 days out from Thursday, June 16th. We are into the middle of June because we're into the middle of March. So the schedule today, lots going on. We're here now, of course. Ignite is happening at 9 o'clock. You can click the link in the news to get registered for the balance of the month. Zoe and I are doing marketing for Ignite on Monday, so please join us for that if you can. And then at 10 o'clock, the lean, mean, and delicious Jason Westcott. Dr. Westcott will be in Portsmouth. It is in person. He's also going to use our owl camera, which we have renamed the Lookin' Chicken. The Lookin' Chicken will be in the room. So you can either be in person in Portsmouth or you can grab it on Keller TV. He's doing all about deals with land. So if you're doing the land deal class, that's in Portsmouth, 9:59 sharp. 11 o'clock, Rose Parisi is joining us for Coffee with a Kappa.
Yeah.
So the Parisi family is comprised of Rose and Joseph. And I think Rose is probably happier to talk to me. Not that, I mean, Joe tolerates me, I guess. And I just said, if you both want to be on camera, cool, but I'm sure Joe is going to be off doing the things. And if you've never seen Joe Parisi, have you ever seen the commercial? I always joke when I say Liberty Mutual, I always say Liberty Bibbity. You know the Liberty Bibbity commercial where the kid's trying to get the line right and he keeps saying it wrong? And he's like, what if I came out of the water? Can I just riff? Like, I texted her when my first other commercial, I texted Rosie, and I'm just like, that's Joe. This commercial is Joe. That's very similar look. So we're probably just going to have Rose. Maybe we'll have both. That's at 11. That's on Keller TV. We'll simulcast that over to Facebook. Of course, Bradley Kelly will be joining us, I believe, live from his basement. He'll be like, what was that character from the movie?
Silence of
the Lambs. Yes, Buffalo Bob, right?
Buffalo
yeah, it puts the lotion on. So I think
I was going to say it, but I'm like, should we go there?
I use that all the time. Careful when you're door knocking. You might door knock on Buffalo Bob's door. It puts the lotion on. It puts the lotion in the basket. Well, Brad. So when Brad joins us from home, I believe he's home with all of his short people who are at this point almost taller than him, and he's tall. He was like, do you have, maybe you can help me with this. He's like, have you figured out how to like fog out the background on Ecamm? Which I know there's a thing that does it, but it doesn't seem to work on his when I try to do it for him. Because he will probably be downstairs amongst the wine bottles and the rafters of his basement while he's home. So anyway, Brad will join us. He'll do a little bit of an update. Then we'll talk to Rose about their business and their move. They played somewhere else for a few years and joined us a couple of years ago. We're happy to have them. Back to basics. We've been hammering down on this. Your ability to converse with our brokers is at a high level at our market center. There were, and this is, your 7th opportunity this week alone to engage with our brokers. Back to basics with the brokers at 1 o'clock. That's Keller TV. And as always, Monday, Wednesday, everybody write this down, sharp red crayon, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 2 o'clock, KW Tech TV. And if you're tracking down all these channels, like you feel like it's C-SPAN 6, C-SPAN 5, I know we have all these names for these channels. All you have to do is go into the news and click the link, and it's going to pull you there. But Robert does all of his stuff on KWTechTV.com. And he's available, so you'll go in. You're going to be in his green room, as it were. Other finger sandwiches
it's blue,
today?
Actually.
It's blue. You'll be in his blue room, as it were. And what he's going to do, and the reason he does that, what we know is if when you first started these, Robert, you had everybody in the room.
Yeah,
and
that didn't work.
People get shy. They either don't want to ask their question because they're like, well, I want to ask Robert my question, but I feel like I'll be an idiot if I ask this question because it feels like a really simple question. Well, if it prompted you to track Robert down after 2 o'clock on a Friday, I'm thinking it's important. So
and
he moves
the irony
you through.
Is it's amazing. It's kind of unfortunate, but a lot of people ask the same question and they don't know that other people are asking it.
Sure.
And it would be nice to be able to share the ideas and answers, but I get it. People are a little shy. And then, I tell them, hey, listen, you're not the only one. Don't worry. Let's go over it. Let's get you squared away.
So it's like a tech triage. He's going to move you through pretty quickly, but he's going to give you your space with him. So he'll pull you out of his green room / blue room and into a conversation with him. And as we always say, if it's going to need more time, then maybe he'll schedule more time with you. But most of these things, do you feel like 83% of them are solved on the spot?
No, more than that.
92.
I'm going to say 95.
Oh.
The only ones, I mean, here's tooting a horn for you. I'm pretty good at finding out what's going on.
Why don't I have an air horn in here? I will have one next week. Keep going. Kaylee's going to hate it, but I'm getting one. Go ahead.
Well, I think that 95% of the situations I can resolve when it comes down to a local situation, and I call local user error. But if it's an issue that is something related to there was something broken, I can usually troubleshoot those pretty good, but only a few percentage do I have to kick up the tree and kick it over to support and find out what's going on. And usually when I do that, it's widespread. It's not, you're not the only one.
Yes. I love that. It's a local challenge. That means the person sitting on the couch talking to Robert is probably, it's an end user engagement issue. Yes.
It usually is. And to, my wife gets, she has tech issues sometimes, and she's like, I don't know how you solve these. And I'm like, because I'm not
married to a tech issue. Go ahead though. Yeah.
I'm not, when you call me with a problem, I'm not seeing it from your perspective. I'm seeing it from a perspective where I've seen it before.
Sure.
And so I see things that people go, well, how did you even know that? I'm like, well, you overlooked it because it didn't make sense to you. It didn't mean anything. Right. But to me, that little tiny dot or that little tiny thing means a lot. That comes from my programming years.
Sure. Well, and yeah, we're looking for the fire, and you're looking for the kerosene can that's not screwed tight. Yeah. We're trying to, we're looking at it widespread, and you're looking for the problem that you've probably also seen maybe 4 more times that hour before you got to them, or you've historically seen it over and over and over again. I mean, just here's my big tech issue that I run into when people join our ecosystem, Robert, and I know you've dealt with this. Zoe does, Kaylee does. So when we're setting appointments, so when you first get to the airport here and your plane comes in and you get off and you walk in, and your first conversation is with Brittany Goodale. She's our director of licensing. And one of the things that usually gets intercepted and corrected very early, and this is an IP question for you, Robert. I'm sure you can help us. So with an IP address, you would think that when I log into my Google suite as a KW end user for the first time, and they've identified my IP address as somewhere on the eastern seaboard. I know you know where I'm going with this. The challenge is, without fail, and it happens usually to somebody who's relatively new with us, I will have somebody who is, I'm going to get this wrong, early for their appointment. And the reason they're early for their appointment, and this is where my challenge, I don't understand how this doesn't get fixed, because we are a Texas-based company. Austin is Central Time. It's an hour behind us. So you'll notice that things that we have on the KWU calendar at 1 o'clock are actually happening at 12 o'clock in Texas, or Central Time at the studios. So that being said, why doesn't it auto-correct? Why doesn't it find, and I'm just pushing it up against other tech like my Apple Watch or anything. Once you log in, they're like, oh, he's here. Let's set his clock appropriately. Because until you go into your Google suite and tell them you're not in Central, you are in Eastern, I have more people, and I'll be on a Zoom with you, another agent, and then all of a sudden I see Zoe Kirkpatrick pop up, and I'm like, oh, she's early, oh, she's new, she probably hasn't made the change yet. Why doesn't that self-correct?
It's not designed to, but here's the simplest thing: location services. So many people are worried about privacy, rightfully so, that every time something pops up on their screen that says Google would like to allow location services, and we say no, you're denying Google the opportunity to locate you on the eastern seaboard. And that's why it happens, because of the location services being turned off in many, and each site, by the way, has its own cookie that says location services, find out where their IP is.
Yeah. I always accept cookies. Look at me. I always accept the cookies. Yes. Collect all my cookies. So there's
location services.
And we just made our point, right? Because I'm like sitting here complaining about why can't they figure it out? It was something that I did or didn't enable on my end. It was a local issue.
Here's the problem with that. Well, nobody really wants to be thinking Google knows where I am until you want Google to know where you are.
Correct. Correct. So if you just landed and you haven't gone into your Google suite, we invite you to either enable location services or go in and tell them you're in New York or the Eastern Seaboard, Eastern Time, as opposed to Central Time. And eventually we won't even have to worry about the clocks changing because they're doing the daylight savings bill or sunshine savings bill or whatever. I know, but I don't know if I'm excited about sunrise at 8:15 in the morning.
I know, I am all about it.
Yes. Well,
I want the light in the evening.
That's because you have a massive tractor and you're a farmer.
Okay, I'm not going to argue that point.
It's a little bit. It's a little bit. Anyway, two other big rocks to talk about for next week. And again, congratulations to our graduates yesterday. I had a few conversations on the way home. Just honest conversation. I'm going to say it. I want to make sure if you attended Bold and you graduated yesterday, I was telling you guys in the last few days, without fail in 24 to 48 hours, you're going to get a push notification via email from our friends in Texas saying, how did it go? And I would like you to be very transparent and brutally honest. I can assure you I was. Because we're going to have three different groups. We're going to have the people that thought the whole thing was great, some people that were meh, and some people that experienced a challenge. So that being said, I think we put a bow on it yesterday with the great Mark Ramsey, who was here in person 3 years ago, Robert. He was talking about, because we always joke about Delaney Dean loves him so much, he was talking about Delaney Dean. Her ears are melting right now. He saw people in the room. He's like, I remember you. I remember you. Ryan Haskell, one of our great agents, was raving about the fact he was her last live coach. And she said he did a phenomenal job. I overheard that one of our veteran agents unmuted and told Mark that in 3 short hours she touched his mind and his heart, and she was tear-filled while she said it. He's amazeballs. So I can tell you guys this. Typically when you bring in a January Bold, we're allowed first right of refusal for October. So I am on the docket for October. We would, at this point, I intend to do it in person. We'll do the Dover location at the old Goss building on Broadway where we did it last time. It's a great little spot. There's a cafeteria connected. We'll have catered lunches from all of our sponsors, which I trust because Delaney's at 4 Points. I feel like 4 Points might try to do them all because I am going to put our hat in the ring for Mark Ramsey to join us because my argument to Texas will be you just gave my kids 3 hours of Mark Ramsey, and they would like more. So we would like 21 hours of Mark Ramsey. Actually, in person, it's a little bit longer. Digital's 3. I think they've made the in-person 5. So that being said, Bold's coming back. Congratulations on the graduates. I do believe Bradley Kelly jumped in the room. I was in an engagement all day. Brad Kelly jumped in to remind you guys as our title sponsor, which was very inexpensive because it was digital. He is going to be dragging the graduates out for a cocktail at some point. We decided yesterday was not the day, Robert, because historically St. Patrick's Day and New Year's Eve are amateur hour, so the bars are crowded. The roads are challenging, so we wanted to keep everybody safe. So we are going to do something for the graduates with our friends from Annie Mac Mortgage and the great Brad Kelly soon. Next week, Tuesday, Rachel Xavier, Kara Chase doing a mastermind in person in Meredith, and then the very next day, and I actually called Rachel last night. I want to make sure that you don't feel left out, but I don't want to double book you. So Rachel's not part of our Wednesday panel, although we do have a ton of people who are coming on Wednesday to talk about creating seller confidence and helping your sellers understand it's going to be okay. List your home. We will find you your next home. And also how our deals are wrapping up, our postmortem conversation about what went well and what was a challenge, and how we can be better realtors and better co-brokes for the other realtors, because if somebody's going to change where we're at right now, it's going to be us, because we are the largest real estate company. Speaking for our initial home state in the state of New Hampshire, never mind the growth we're experiencing in southern Maine and Mass and Vermont. And I think the other thing that's really important to remember, too, is there is an event coming up for golf, Robert.
Yes.
We love to golf. So usually what we do, as much as I know Robert would love to spend 9 hours with me playing 4 holes, what we normally do is we all grab our own teams. So I don't know if Robert is joining a team or starting a team. I believe Westcott's already been wrangled into a team. So all of us on...
I don't have a team.
Well, you have to get a team. Robert, look at you. You're a beautiful man. I'm sure if you said I need 3 people to hang out with me all day. So this is, and for clarity's sake, we try to be the first one. It's like the listing appointment. Be the first one in the door. So in an effort to be the first realtor golf event of the year, it is on May 4th. Let me help you with that. Why on May 4th? May the 4th be with you. Because if you don't know, now you do, our fearless leader, Nathan W. Dickey, loves lots of things: craft beer, boats, cars, Disney, and Star Wars, and his wife Tara. She's first on the list, by the way. So Star Wars is his big thing. So May the 4th be with you is going to be the date until it doesn't work, because eventually that'll be
I
a
need a
Saturday and a
team.
Sunday.
Anybody want to be on a team?
I think it's going to be fine. Robert. You're going to find 3 people. I have wrangled my foursome for. I get 3 people that will tolerate me, and then I stick with them. So we'll play the Seacoast together. We'll play Stratford together, Lakes region, all the things. So May the 4th be with you is the tournament coming up. It is we call it the Keller Classic or the KWCLM Classic. I don't know. It's named something. It's Nate's tourney. It's going to be at the Links at Outlook on May 4th. If you scroll down in the news, it is down there at the bottom. There's 2 ways you can do it. You can pay initially online. It's $600 for your foursome, $150 a head. It's going to be a phenomenal event. The last time we did it in person, a couple of years ago, before all this stuff happened, it was great. And you can get signed up there. So find your people, get yourself signed up. We're going to have a phenomenal time. And I already have a great name. So when I was talking to Mother Dickey, she's like, I'm excited to hear the name of your team because you want it to be Star Wars themed. I'm going to give away some that I think would be clever. And then obviously we've already claimed ours. And it's longer, all the words. So there is Jabba the Putt.
Oh, Jesus.
I really like this one, but when I did my research, I found some online, and I didn't want to use ones that I saw that other people clearly had used. Pro V1 Kenobi.
Oh, my God.
That's pretty good. Because you know me,
it is good.
I'm bad enough at golf that I think I deserve to hit Pro V1s. Of course, this one's my 22. Pro V1 Kenobi is good. C3 Putto, also good. The one that I came up with on the drive in this morning, and I just texted my team. I'm like, "What do we think?" And Sean Cody said, "Definitely that one." These are not the scores you're looking for.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So that's
How about the cantina? How about the cantina cappers?
That works. That works. Robert, you've got your cart before your house. You got to go get 3 people to play with you. Yes, but that link is there. We are back out doing things in real life, which is awesome. I can tell you there's another event. Our first big company event is coming soon. Details are on the way. It's going to be phenomenal, and it's not too far off. But obviously the golf thing, if you're a golfer, and if you're not, just come hang out. And I know without fail, they don't need 1,000 people to come help out. But I can tell you if you reach out to the powers that be, Mother Dickey, I believe it's T Dickey, TDICKEY at KW.com. If you reach out to her and say, hey, not a golfer, do you need my help? She would probably love to be beating people off with a 4-iron and saying, no, we've got enough. But all the help we could use to make that a great event, because this is not just for us. We want your allied resources to join us. We want agents from other brokerages to join us, and we want to bang this thing out. Every last dollar goes to KW Cares. So this is a phenomenal event, and we're excited that it's back. We haven't played golf at May the 4th be with you event for a couple of years, so it's pretty exciting. Deep Space 18, somebody threw up.
See, the thing is, Steve, you're coming up with things that are not Star Wars.
That's Star Trek.
And by the way, I love the Picard maneuver. I mean,
yes.
The Kobayashi moron. I mean, can we just go?
Well, if you really want to sort of bastardize it, you can call it Spaceballs. Right.
Well, I was trying to think.
Or out of bounds Obi-Wan Kenobi. Right? Yeah. Obi-Wan Kenobi out of bounds. But anyway, so I guess
Pizza the Hut.
What's that?
Pizza the Hut.
Pizza the Hut. I like Jabba the Putt. That's really good.
Jabba the Putt's very good.
Yes. Yes. We are. Those aren't the scores you're looking for. Anyway,
Steve
so
is obsessed with Star Trek. He's all he's doing is the Star Trek stuff over there.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, Nathan might not let you on the premises. Don't do it. Don't show up in a suit with a triangle on your chest. You might not be allowed on board. I can tell you that much.
Oh my God!
I don't think he has any space in his heart for that. It's all Star Wars. All Star Wars. Anyway, so we gave you the rundown. Those are all the things coming up. We really appreciate you guys taking the time to join us every morning. And for sure, stay plugged in to the education, as Robert was talking about. You know, if you are finding right now that you're making your calls and you get to lunchtime, because we would always tell you, hey, if you've been, creating your engagements in the morning, having some conversations, moving the ball forward and having some nurturing conversations and growing your relationship with some people, but you're not seeming to book that kitchen table or conference table to sign people into your business, I would, as your coach, say keep going after lunch. If after lunch you're like, you know what, I just need to take a break. I'm gonna have a ham sandwich, and I'm going to go for a walk, and then I'm going to come back, and I want to do something different. I want to stay real estate related, but I need to unplug. I don't have another word in my mouth to have a conversation with a human that's going to be fruitful. Then go to KWCLMtraining.com, which reminds me, Robert, I can tell you the next two panels after next Wednesday. The next panel after Wednesday, which will be coming relatively soon, is going to be a panel that we're going to talk about the solo agent opportunity, or as I refer to you guys with love, the solo artist opportunity. You can come in and be part of your view. You can come in and you can jump into a mentorship conversation. So we'll have some people on the panel that are mentors and mentees to talk about their success and their experience. The next step is the MREA group. This group, this farm team, thank God baseball's back so I can use the analogy. This farm team we've created within the market center to serve agents who might be looking for a team, because we have about 75 teams, Robert. And you could argue on any given Sunday, we might have 15 of those teams that are looking for X, Y, or Z. They're looking for that tool system or relationship, the person to add to their team. And the person looking for the opportunity might not be the right fit for the seat on that bus. Like Gary says, there's no bad hires. There's bad matches, right? So if our 15 teams that might be looking for somebody and you're looking for an opportunity don't have a seat on a bus appropriate for you, we wanted to create a farm team where there's an experience. You're working with a phenomenal den mother. She is the group lead. Her name is Allison Mueller. And we currently have 6 agents in our group. We just added Katie Chase to the conversation. Everyone right now, and this is because they're plugged in. It's not the magic of Mueller and Zoe and me and Robert. We'll take no credit. We are thrilled to be part of the conversation. These kids are plugged into the things. They've all got signed contracts. One of them just took his first listing, and it's already under contract. Did you hear that, Robert?
No,
yes.
I didn't hear that.
Yes. Cage went under contract. So
nice.
Lots of great news. That's a great opportunity. And the other reason for this group is because we have a lot of our team leads, when they start their search, they invariably call us and say, who do you know that you think might be a fit? And now we've got some kids that we know are interested in the team conversation, but the right fit at that time wasn't available. So we're going to have that panel. Then, just to plus what we just talked about, KWCLMtraining.com. Write it down. If you don't have an account, and we know 155 of you do, and we love that about you. If you don't have an account, we're going to have a conversation with Robert and people that are knee-deep in the training, that are making use of that. So we will have an LMS panel coming up relatively soon as well. So, sound good? You have to do hair and makeup for that, buddy.
Yeah.
Hair and makeup. So, lots coming up. We appreciate your time. We'll see you in and around the Market Center. You're looking for help with marketing. Her name is Babs. Timewithbabs.com to book her face. You're looking for Robert. He's available at 2 o'clock today at KWTechTV.com for the open door hours. And then, of course, you can book him at timewithrobert.com. If you need JV or Jason, you're calling Dr. Westcott, 603-234-2589. And if you need me, it's meetwithcoach.com. Have a great Sleep the 18th, and we'll see you in and around the Market Center, and we'll certainly see you right back here on Monday.